We are back. We are back. If you can't tell, I'm excited. There's a ton of things that we're going to get into today for the show. For starters, I'm one of your hosts of the show, Hayes at AO Shifty. Steven should be coming on in a little bit. We'll end up touching on everything that's going on. First day of the World Cup, baby. So we're going to talk about that as well. Down at the bottom, you will end up seeing the ticker for everything that we're going to be talking about. There's a lot that I do want to bring up today. We're going to go into the World Cup. We're going to go into the NBA Finals, what has happened, 3-1 at this point, and then we're going to end up talking about everything in terms of the NFL. So this week, we're going to end up touching on the NFC West. So that's the next thing we're going to focus on. Depending on the time of what we have going on, we might end up being able to get into another episode of Stump the Springer that we end up doing. I have a couple of things. I'll check with Steven if this is something he wants to end up doing today. But so that's that side of the house that I want to get into. I've also been spending a good amount of time on this bot that I've been building for the World Cup. If anyone remembers, during March Madness, I built something similar. So I've been working on that when it comes to the World Cup too. We'll touch on that. Game one has started. So June 11th, aka today, all the way to July 19th, we're going to talk about the World Cup. After what you got, for some people, they can see it. Some people, they can't. I understand this color is a little crazy. We're going to touch on this as well. I got this today. For anyone that remembers past times when we talked about things, you'll know what that is. But that's how the lineup is going to go. We're going to dive straight into it and get into the World Cup. So first game of the season, first game of the FIFA World Cup was Mexico against South Africa. They started off. Mexico ended up winning 2-0. So 2-0, that was a really big game for them. Good for them. For anyone that knows the history behind Mexico and the game one openers, they don't have the best record. So this is something that was really needed. We'll go through the bracket and everything like that for those that don't necessarily know. I'm going to also bring up Polymarket because that's where I'm going to be making all of the bets that I have going on. We'll talk on the various different games. Let's see if I can show you guys this and get right into it. This should work. Yeah. Okay. So you guys should be able to see the screen now. First thing with Polymarket, looking at the groups, we're going to see who they end up having moving on to the round of 32. So Group A, we do have Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, Czech Republic. If you win, you get 3 points. Lose, you get 0. And then, of course, if you end up having a draw, you get a point. So Mexico already starts off with 3. Group B, we have Switzerland, Canada, Bosnia, and then Qatar. Qatar hosted it last time, but Switzerland has 94% chance of end up making it through. And then what's up, man?
Yo, what up?
Yo, and so looking at Group C, you have Brazil, you have Morocco, Scotland, Haiti. Brazil's going to move on for anyone that doesn't know, so there's no point in even betting on them. Morocco looks like the other favorite, but Scotland does have a chance. Group D, for a lot of people that like soccer, aka football, they would rather just have USA get out. Just let USA get out, then they can actually appreciate the World Cup in itself. Looking at this, USA, because USA, Canada, or Mexico, one of the 3 are moving on to the round of 32. Turkey, Paraguay, and then Australia are the ones that round it out. I don't see Australia moving on. So USA is going to be one of the spots that takes it, and then it's going to be Paraguay or Turkey that's going to take the other one. Looking at Group E, you have Germany, who's damn near 100% going to move on. If they don't, that's going to be a big shock to the football world itself. Ecuador, Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast does have a really good younger player that people should pay attention to, and then Curacao is the other one. So it's really going to be between these two because Germany has his spot locked. Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia are the ones that round out Group F. Netherlands, if you've seen anything that they've been doing over in Germany so far, their fans have traveled for that. Japan is another one that they should be able to, but Sweden, I have a little bit of bias there. Swedes do have a lot of pride when it comes to football, so we'll see between the two. Netherlands are moving on. Anyone that knows anything about the Dutch know what's going to happen there. Group G, Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and then New Zealand. Belgium's the only one that I know for a fact. These two, I have no clue. I haven't seen them paired up before, so I really don't know how Egypt and Iran is going to end up happening. Group H, this is one of the odds-on favorites. We'll talk about them in a second, but Spain's if they get out, that's very similar to like the OKC Thunder or the Boston Celtics in the first round of the NBA playoffs. It'd be an extreme shock. Or even in March Madness, for example, if one of the number one seeds lost in the first round, that's what it is for Spain. Like it's when UVA lost to UMBC, that type of upset it would be if they lose before even like round of 16. Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, and Cape Verde. Uruguay should move on. I do have a little bit of bias because I'm a huge Suarez fan on that side. And then we have Group I, France, Norway, Senegal, and Iraq. Norway should move on. Erling Haaland is one of the best players in the world. And then France has two really good players, one everyone knows, and Mbappe. So that's something that we do want to end up paying attention to there. J, Argentina, Austria, Algeria, and Jordan. Argentina, this is the last rodeo for Messi, so we'll see how far that they can end up going. Austria, these three, I don't really know. It's a toss-up. That's why you see 80 and 66%. Jordan is not making it. Group K is Portugal, Colombia, Congo, and then Uzbekistan. These two don't have a chance, really. I'm sorry. It's really going to be Portugal and Colombia. And then finishing it off, finally, we have Sir Harry Kane in England with Marcus Rashford, as well Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. These two more than likely should move on, but Ghana does have a chance. I don't really see Panama moving on. Steven, did you watch any ounce of the game to the match today, or did you even catch a highlight of it?
No.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. This was not one of the better games. There were roughly 3 red cards in the game. Mexico won 2-0. It was over within the first 10 minutes of the game. I went to a bar, saw the end of it because I was telling someone at work, they were surprised. I said, if I had to choose between basketball, football, or soccer, I'd probably choose the World Cup over a lot of them. And that's just because I really enjoy soccer. A lot of people are like, damn, like you really are that into soccer. It's just one of those that you never really know what's going to happen. And it's some sports you can script, some sports you can't. But the pride that comes with the World Cup is different than anything else. Something cool, Steven, I know you've probably seen this. You have the Spanish national team in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Like,
so have you on Twitter been following this German dude?
Yes, yeah, he's everywhere.
He's stopping all of the good, like American iconic spots.
Yep.
Of the Buc-ee's. I think he found Bass Pro Shop most recently, but he's been all over like the Bible Belt in the Deep South. So he's going through like SEC country. So he's getting yeah, I love his content. It's really fun because he's hitting like true like American, like the most American stereotypical places you can possibly find, like Buc-ee's. Like come on, man. Like
he really went there.
And I don't know what that says about us, but yeah, like stuff like that's cool. But no, I did not watch. I want to be honest, obviously, but I don't no shade to the World Cup. Out of like 100% watch rate, I'm gonna say, what do you think? I'm also the over under at like 70%. Do you think I'm gonna watch more than 70% of the entire World Cup that I can possibly watch, or it's gonna be less than 70?
Less.
Actually, I'll say like 55.
Oh, that's split in the middle. Okay. I still go with less.
Less. Okay, that's fair.
And I'm saying that because you have swimming that is more of a priority as well.
Sure. Yeah. I will definitely watch the ones that everybody else watches.
Mm-hmm.
I will watch the ones on the weekends, like the nights. I'll watch those ones for sure. USA games, yes, I'll watch those as well for sure.
Wow. Okay.
For sure, strong. But like, I have goals to watch games. Hell, I might even watch, non-USA or like non-Spain, France, whatever games, and watch like some Ghana, Panama game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I might tune into that, see what the competition's like. But don't count me in as like, don't be bringing shit to the table, and I'm gonna just have to slip up on it.
No, we'll never do that.
Yeah, sure. But I have goals. I have goals with this.
So there is a game for anyone out there that's like, all right, if I just had to watch one game in the group stage, what game would it be? Uh, I would recommend a lot of people watch the June 26th game between Norway and France. That is two top 10 players in the world. Of course, if you look at this list and show like the top 10, you're not going to see one of them on here. But Erling Haaland, who also plays for Man City at his club team, is going to be going up against one of the better players, Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe used to play for PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and now he plays for Real Madrid. That's going to be a really good game. If you look at the ticket prices for it, I don't even have to tell Steven about who the players are. If I just say those two countries and then tell him, Steven, it's going to be in Boston, Massachusetts. That's all you need to, like, the amount that they're going to charge in Boston, in New York, in Philadelphia, in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. It's stupid, right, the amount on those. And then if you want cheaper ones, you can go to Canada or you can go to Mexico. But do not choose one of the big, do not pay for any games in Texas. I assure you it's going to be out the ass trying to pay for a game at Jerry Jones' stadium. Like, it's not cheap at all.
I'm gonna take a left turn and go back real quick to the watch rate. I think I'm gonna say higher because Mason is gonna want to watch it.
Okay.
So I think it's gonna turn into like a thing where we watch the games and we do all that. So I'm gonna say more, but not much more. But
are you saying a full game or a portion of a game?
Both. I think we'll watch a full game. I think like the USA games as it goes on, and like there are at times where like he can stay up or like it's mid-afternoon, whatever the hell it's gonna be. And we'll watch it for sure. But let's not put all the eggs in the basket. That's what the goal is. But anyway, yes, ticket prices are astronomical as expected though.
Yeah. So I don't want to show everyone the current ticket price. If you see, not trying to pick on them, but games again with like Qatar in it, Saudi Arabia, if they're in it, Iran, some of those teams, you can get in 80 for like 200-300. That's on the low side. But if it's any name player, Spain, France, Portugal, England, Argentina, Brazil, you're paying at least 500-600 minimum. And that's just to end up talk to God in the Raptors. That's not even
and me and Christian know about that.
Yeah, like you don't want to do that. You might as well just be at home. You've seen anything? Go ahead.
We've talked about this. Another left turn, but the seating, the high seating always makes me think. But like the higher you get, the weirder the people get.
They 100%, yes,
100%. Like the air is thin up there, and like those are the people that are up there. Like
they're impacted.
Yeah, different level of person.
Yeah. So that's main thing I want to talk about over here. The only game that's happened so far was the Mexico-South Africa game. That's how it started out. Korea against Czech Republic will be tonight at 10 p.m. And then tomorrow is when a lot of the real games start for all the Americans out there. 9 o'clock tomorrow is when their first game is, United States and Paraguay. Over the weekend, this will be a game that some people end up watching. And then Sunday, Germany is another one with the Netherlands as well. I'm not trying to pick on certain teams, just saying it. And this is the first time in a while that the World Cup has been in the United States. So there's going to be certain things you have to learn about it, certain things that are good and bad. Funny part is they were showing the training facilities that the teams are playing in. If you're in Mexico, you might not have the best training facilities, but some of the people here, like you have Argentina who set up shop in Auburn. Like that's where they're doing all their training. Amazing. And then you have some people, again, I brought up Spain, Chattanooga. Then you have, I'm pretty sure it's either Croatia or Czech Republic. That's actually in Alexandria. So in Virginia. Yeah. So they showed them coming through. And the U.S., if I might be wrong, but they're on the LA side. So they're over there in California. There's a ton. Iran is not allowed into the United States unless they're playing a game. They have to leave right back out the country after the game and go back to Mexico. Yeah, that's what they did. They put them in it, but they got to go right back across the border.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and the games are in Los Angeles.
That is so good.
Yeah, so then either it's Korea and Japan and other countries. They're based in like Mexico City is another area. Some of the Nordic teams are stationed in Canada as well. So like Vancouver has some. Just look at a map and you have various different ones, but there's maybe only a couple that are in the Midwest. You have them on the coast. You see England is struggling, and they make all the jokes in the world saying England has never been able to deal with anything on our home turf since Revolutionary War.
Dude.
Yeah, the heat,
That
like
Florida
they
Heat's
just can't.
killing them, bro.
Exactly, it's different. Like you see some of those players of.
I think they were at the Buck Stadium today, or whenever they were like doing
Raymond
practice
James
and whatnot. Man, they just Raymond James. They were just everyone was cooking in the stands.
Yep. But these people are coming out for all of the practices and everything.
Yeah, dude, because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like there's other countries that have hosted it. It looks nicer, like the backdrops are nicer, but like it's the US, man. Like this is like it's a rare thing that we have this. So yeah, people are pumped, dude.
Mm-hmm. So that's the last thing, just bringing it up on that side. For Canada, it's Toronto and Vancouver that they're going to have games. In Mexico, it's Monterrey, Mexico City, and Guadalajara are the host cities for games in Mexico. San Francisco, Los Angeles on the West Coast, Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Miami on the East Coast. So you can just imagine the heat that's going on in Miami for some of these people. And then Houston's not going to be any better either. Over there.
If the NBA Finals goes back to New York, are there any games? Because I can't even imagine, even if there's no game at MetLife, and then a game at the Garden for Game 6, it would be, I guess.
It's going to be dumb.
Like it's still going to be, that city is just going to be packed, bro.
Yeah, so they were talking about that. If it goes back, there are a couple of games that are next week. Do you know what day the
game 5 is Saturday night? So I'm guessing probably like Monday.
They do have a game Saturday. Well, so it's Brazil and Morocco that play at.
So it's in San Antonio on Saturday.
And then Monday, nothing. Tuesday, they do have a game.
Okay, so maybe it's now. Let me look.
So they have France and Senegal that'll play at 3 p.m. on that day. Now, it doesn't matter.
Tuesday, they have a game. Game 6 back in the Garden. Holy shit.
That's going to be insane.
Tickets as low as $10,698.
A lot of so I brought this up on one of the episodes because we'll segue into the finals in a second. I mentioned I think it's going to be the Knicks in 6. We'll talk about that in a second. Steven bringing up that ticket price is telling a lot of people what it might be, and it's more of a script. I think that way. If it's no script, I'm saying they should just win it out in the next game. But we'll get to that in a second. I do want to end up checking on everything. How's life been for you before we end up going to the NBA Finals?
I'm pretty beat. It's been a tough stretch. Christian knows we got some behind the scenes stuff going on. All good though. Things are progressing nicely. But your boy's been solo parenting for a minute now. And I probably will be for the next week and a half, 2 weeks. But kids are in school, then we got camp, and then we're at the pool for 4 hours every day. So yeah, I mean, tired, but we keep moving on, man. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. I did play in a charity golf scramble on Monday.
Yeah, you meant to tell us about that.
That shit was dope. Yeah, it was down in Queenstown Harbor. If anyone from Maryland listening from the DMV, it's all the way down. It's on the way down to Ocean City, right over the Bay Bridge. It's like an hour away. I don't know if you've probably been through that way.
Yeah,
there's outlets there. It's right across the street from the outlets. But it was sick. I think I mentioned I was playing in it, but it was for a friend of ours. Their son has a rare form of muscular dystrophy. I think it's Selenon or something like that. But they have this charity golf event. They have a foundation. They do all these things throughout the year, but the golf event is their biggest event. It's down in Queenstown. There's houses and cottages on the course. So me and the boys stayed at one of the places there. That was pretty dope. I ate an incredible amount of food on Monday. Man, I had you like potato salad?
Yeah, I do
Dude, I
correctly.
ate
Yeah.
way too much potato salad. And we went home Monday night. I couldn't eat anything the next day until like 5 o'clock. My stomach was just like I was hurting, dude, all day. But golf wise, we played great. We had an awesome day of golf. Everybody had dope shots. You're okay. You're obviously familiar with golf and how hard it is and how impressive it is.
Yeah.
So my neighbor, Mike, shout out to Mike.
Shout out.
He's real nice out there. Like he goes low. It's fun to watch. It's very impressive, like how good he is. He just knows what to hit, when to hit it, like exact yardages, all that stuff. I'm not there yet. Like I can just grip it and rip it and like we'll be all right. But he's like dialed in on shots. So you've obviously played golf. It was a par 5, 500, like it was a par 5, 500, like 45 yards, right? So in the scramble, you hit, everyone tees off, hits the second shot, whatever. So you take one person's drive. So we took BJ's drive.
Yeah.
Shout out to BJ. BJ puts the middle of the fairway, a little far away. We were 280 yards from the pin. So my neighbor Mike takes out a 3-wood. It's a long distance, 280 yards. He hits it perfectly, dude. Perfectly. And he goes 285, hits like the back of the green.
No.
And then we make it. And then he makes the putt. Then we birdie the hole. Like none of the guys in the group, myself included, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? Like golf is like there's levels to it. Obviously, you play golf. There's levels to like how good people are at golf. Just like the casual guy. So yeah, that was fun. That was a dope day with the boys for charity, do all that. But yeah, other than that, busy, survive in advance to tomorrow, and we'll do it again tomorrow.
Yep. So survive in advance is a great way to end up saying that because we're going to go into the Spurs Knicks off of what you said. I'll give my thoughts and then I'll tell you what the homeland is talking about because every single cousin, uncle, aunt, grandma on my family has been just blowing me up in terms of the Knicks Spurs. The game yesterday, listen, I watched a decent amount of it. Then I looked at it on my phone. They were up 29 points. I said, there's no way. So I said, all right, I'm going to just end up getting in the bed. Looked when I was in the bed. They were maybe up 15. And I said, I really think there's a chance. But I'm not about to watch it because I think it might just end up being a blowout. They can catch up. I mean, they can pick back up the lead and it'll be fine. I woke up maybe like 3 o'clock in the morning, like one eye open. I said, all right, cool. How the hell did the Spurs lose?
Shocking.
By a point.
Shocking.
There's no reason. Then in the morning, brothers are texting me saying, I knew this was going to happen. I knew the Knicks were going to do this. All cousins online posting all the different T-shirts, their drinks saying, Knicks, we had this. I'm like, how the hell? How in the world did they end up taking that game? There's no reason. This series should really be 3-1 Spurs if the Spurs knew how to end up closing out any single game and holding on to any single lead that they ever had. But what are your thoughts?
Man, so I missed the first quarter because we get home at like 8:15 now and then got to do the whole process. So I caught it. I saw the score at 35-20 and I was like, damn, it's a wrap. And then I went to my boy's place. I got there. I think there was like 7 minutes left in the second quarter in the first half. And they were just hitting everything, dude. Everything. Like, and then the Knicks just couldn't make a shot. Spurs were playing great defense. They were like everything was crisp and it was looking great. They scored 76 points in the first half in the NBA Finals game. They were up 29.
Yeah.
And it's like they were dominating them. And then it's just like I don't know. The second half, it took a while, but like it just felt like San Antonio was just like they just did not know what to do. They just did not know what was going on, and their shot selection, they were shooting like so early in the shot clock, like they never took time off. They were just jumping, like they were just hacking up threes, getting jump shots, and missing everything, and they just looked like they were just shocked at what was happening. Mike Breen was losing his mind.
He was.
So many bangs. But the Knicks just kept hitting shots, and Jalen Brunson like came to play, dude, and he fucking took over in the fourth quarter, hit some big shots, hit one on Wemby's face. And yeah, I was like, because it would, basketball, everyone says game of runs. That's very true. And OG said after the game, like they went on a run the first half. Like that was a run. Like that was it. And then the Knicks would like close it to like 17, 18. And then Knicks would get, or the Spurs would get back to the 20. Like that happened for a while, but they just kept getting lower and got to like 12, and then back to 15, and then maybe like to 10. Then then the Spurs would hit a couple shots, but they just kept grinding, and fucking they got it. And De'Aaron Fox, number one, just dribbled the clock out. I get, you can say that after the fact. In the moment, like instincts kick in, like easy layup. But he was also fouled. He was also fouled number 2. So there was that. Wemby missed a couple free throws. So the Spurs had a chance to win this game. They blew it, dude. That was it. That's plain and simple. Wemby, though, like this is the other thing. I watched him play last night, and I realized they don't know what they're doing with him. Like they have no clue how to use him, and he doesn't know what to do. Like he should never leave the paint. Pick and roll all day, bro. Pick and roll all day, and surround him with shooters. Pick and roll 2 guys, and there's gonna be someone wide open. I don't know. It seems like one game they'll go to the paint and leave him there, and like he'll get the other guys in foul trouble, and then like the next game he's behind the arc and playing point guard and shimmy and just jacking up shots. They just don't know what they're doing with him. And Mitch Johnson, like Dylan Harper, did not take a shot after the mark in the fourth quarter. Why? The fuck? Like that dude was in a rhythm all night. He was playing great defense. He was super confident, nailing shots, nailing threes. He had 22 points heading into the fourth. Never shot it again. I have no idea why. That's hard to believe.
You realize he has to be almost their point guard next year.
And then De'Aaron Fox, tough. But
he just had a good game last game. Yeah, that's the worst part.
Like it's not over. Obviously, we've seen this happen once before, and it was LeBron and Kyrie. But I'm telling you, man, Wemby has to be the one that wins this game. Like he needs to, like, I don't know. I don't want to say that the switch needs to flip because like he's already like playing great, but like there's another level that he needs to get to, and maybe it's just going to take losing in the finals to get to that point. But I don't know. He's got to be the one that takes over, and he probably has to have a 40-point game if they want to pull this one out. It's at home, so like they got that going for them. That's helping them. Yeah, and like they play great defense. So, and they've been really good at getting off the hot starts. They just can't hold it for whatever reason. They don't have like that. They don't have that vet that can like slow things down. De'Aaron Fox, he's been in the league for a minute, but like he's not that guy. Harrison Barnes,
Plumlee isn't it? Barnes, isn't
like
it?
Harrison Barnes is the 8th guy off the bench. So like you don't have that vet. Mitch Johnson, obviously super young coach. So you don't have like a Manu there or Tim Duncan or Tony Parker. So yeah, the Knicks have all like vets. And Mike Woodson's been in the finals a bunch of times, played a bunch of finals games. So it's just, the Knicks are just probably overall the better team with like more experience and like know what to do. But the Spurs can definitely pull this off. They have the talent to do so. Obviously, like they can dominate the Knicks. They just got to play better defense, man. And they scored 30 points in the second half. That is,
I know
that's tough to believe, but
yeah,
we'll see. So, I mean, I'll be super bummed if the Knicks win, but I feel like it's just their time. I think they're going to do it though.
I'll close it out the only way possible. My mayor's still Muslim. My bagel's still Jewish. The Pope's on our side. Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 5.
So anyone doesn't know where that came from, he did the same thing for Knicks in 4. I personally have been on record. I said it probably an episode or 2 ago. I think Knicks in 6. I don't. Just the way the NBA goes, I really can foresee the home team winning on their home court.
Also, speaking of
they had a shit ton of celebrities.
Speaking of the Knicks, though, Yes, that part, the celebrity part. I'm cool with them being on the sidelines. Like, especially at the Garden, it's just different.
You saw her on the court,
Bro. I have in my life of watching sports, I have never
never.
seen
Don't they get on the
fans
court?
the fans storm the court after the game. I've never seen that before. Bro, they were
Well, not the fans.
no,
If you
it
have a
was strictly
certain net
celebrities, dude.
worth, yeah.
Yeah, average Joe is not doing that. There's
Yes.
celebrities, bro, just littered on the court. There was just as
Yeah.
many celebrities as there was players.
Yes, yeah.
I have never seen that. I stuck around for the end of the game, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what? Like the what's her name? The Law and Order chick.
Marshika or
Yeah,
Marshika.
sure. She was just like bombarding all the players and like nothing, not
Running to
like not
Jalen
hating, not
Brunson.
like not saying you should ban the fans from doing that, but like I've never seen that before.
No,
That was
running
wild.
up to Mariska.
Yeah, yep.
Is her name, but
Good call.
she ran up to Jalen Brunson
and
was
OG.
like, and OG, Jalen Brunson's dad just was. I was like, she can just do this.
Yeah, bro. It's like they're not like they're not a threat. Like other people cannot do that.
Absolutely not.
Cannot do that.
Yeah, there's nowhere else this is happening.
But
I know you guys, some people came to end up hearing that side. What you really came for before we get into main event is what the hell happened in this gambling saga in terms of Texas Tech, Mr. Sorsby. I want to go to the college football expert on this because this is an unprecedented situation, if I've ever heard, that only in sports can you bet on your team. And then in the state of Texas, he'll be like, nah, you're good. But tell us what happens for anyone that doesn't understand the situation.
Yeah. So Sorsby is now the quarterback at Texas Tech. I forget where he transferred
Red Raiders. Was it Cincinnati?
Yes, good call. So he was caught betting a ton on college football and on his team. Now, like obviously, the first thing that everyone goes to is, did he fix games? This and that. Like, was he intentionally throwing this pick or like, this overthrow? Was that, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he transferred to Texas Tech. He's obviously not played a game for them. He won't for 2 games. So he's suspended for the first 2 games. He did the whole rehab thing. I think it was, he did a lot. But the thing now is teams are supposedly being instructed by their conferences to not schedule them in anything going forward, any sport.
It's nuts.
Because of that. And they don't want to be a part of it. If he plays, and no one knows if he's even going to play this year. Because he's going through everything, and the team said they're going to take their time with it. He might not even play in the third. It's whatever. People are up in arms because he got suspended 2 games when people think he probably should have been suspended for a lot more. There have been players that have been caught doing this, and they were suspended the entire season. So, it's just people are like, all right, well, it's Texas Tech, big money. The judge that signed off on him only being suspended 2 games is a Texas Tech grad. Everything lines up for that. But it's a weird dynamic because I think you either think he should be suspended for the season or not suspended at all. Doing 2 games is like not really, like, he bet on his team.
Yes.
That is not okay. So if it was like found out that he fixed games, which I don't know if there was any rumors of that or anything, but if that's what came out, then yeah, dude, like, no, you're not, obviously you're kicking him off the team. Because you can't have that. But it's also going to bring a dynamic to the locker room of like, can we trust this guy? Like,
thank you. Yes,
dog. Like that's a real thing. So, it's more so that, like, it's more so what the dynamic in the locker room will be like. Because yeah, can we trust this dude? Is like, if he throws a pick, and it's like a bad throw, or he's like a bad game against like a big time opponent or whatever, or like the spread isn't what it should be in the game. All like all these thoughts. Like I had those thoughts too when I first heard about this a while ago. But I don't like the question of like, should he be suspended for the entire season or not? I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah. Like what he did is like not okay. Like just don't do that. You know what I mean? Like just don't do that. I don't know what the rule is. I should, but I don't know what the rule is for college athletes and using DraftKings. If they can use it, fine. But like, why, bro? Have someone else do it for you. That's the thing, man. You gotta have a fall guy. Everyone's got one. Like you gotta have that. Like have someone else do that for you because it's not worth it. Like, but he bet on his team, and like who knows if he's gonna do the same this year. I know he's like getting it, doing this for the better, whatever his treatment, but
yeah, even still.
Oh God, I hate that shit, dude. Stop doing dumb shit, you know?
No, I fully agree. That's why I wanted to ask your thoughts on it. For anyone wondering, their first 2 games he suspended are throwaway games anyways. Right. It doesn't really matter. They're playing Appalachian Christian and then Oregon State.
Also, they're a playoff team, you know?
Thank you.
So, right. Yeah. There you go.
I should
have just said that.
Their schedule is not extremely tough until you get towards November, but that's obvious for most. I don't think Colorado's a team that's going to be extremely competitive, well, tough in compared to like a couple of years ago. They have Sam Houston, Colorado, so that should at least be 5-0 at that rate. They might have a hiccup here and there. Arizona State, Cincinnati, Arizona, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Baylor, TCU.
Decent.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Decent.
So I get why their coach in the beginning was trying to end up getting a game against Texas. It does add a little bit more to their strength of schedule. But it's at this point, it's absolutely not happening. You think Texas is going to say, yeah, let's end up doing some shit like this? No. Right. What? You think Sarks would do something like that? Absolutely not. He knows better. He already gets some stuff in the shit all the time. But it's cool. We heard that side. Now we can go to the main event because Steven and I did not plan this when we first ended up telling you guys we're going to do the NFC West. It just happened that way. And then one of the biggest trades probably in the last couple of years went down. And that was Myles Garrett getting traded for Jared Verse and some picks. I say some picks because it was like a first, second, third staggered over years. For anyone that does not know, we're doing the NFC West this week. For the NFC West, you have Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers, Los Angeles Rams, and Arizona Cardinals. There are levels to this shit when it comes to the NFL because on one side, you have the Rams trading for Myles Garrett. And on the other hand, you have the Cardinals hoping Jacoby Brissett stops holding out for them so that they don't have to deal with Carson Beck. So going into that, I'll start on my side. Quarterback, running back, tight end, wide receiver, 1, O-line, defense. And then after that, we'll end up talking about the picks. So quarterback, what I did for mine, I ended up going with the Rams for 2 reasons. 1, not Stetson Bennett. Don't worry, guys. But more so Matthew Stafford being their quarterback. He was also Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, he was MVP. And then you have Ty Simpson as their backup, who they have a lot of that belief in him. So that's why I end up going with them. Yes, you can make an argument potentially for the Seattle Seahawks room. I don't really think you're going to make a huge argument for the San Francisco 49ers room. But if you're pitting Brock Purdy up against Matthew Stafford, more times than not, most people will probably choose Matthew Stafford. Going with the running back side of the house, I have to go with the 49ers. It does, and I'm saying this because it does not matter for Shanahan if he does have Christian McCaffrey or not. There's going to be another running back that steps up. You have Jordan James, Kalen Black, and then Isaac Guerrero, who are all back there. You've seen a couple of them produce last year, and I feel that they can end up doing it this year. Tight end, wide receiver. This, for me, was one of the easier ones. You have Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and then for the tight ends, you do have Colby Parkinson and then Tyler Higbee. So I have to go with the Rams on that one. You can make an argument because Seattle does have JSN and also Cooper Kupp over there. You have the 49ers that do have Mike Evans, Christian Kirk is there, and you have George Kittle, who is a stud on that side, but I had to go with the Rams. And then O-line, because this O-line had to protect the MVP and also the running backs that they have in that backfield, I had to go with the Rams. And the defense, before this trade, I might have had a decision. After this trade, there's no decision for me. It has to be with the Rams. But what do you have?
Okay, quarterback. I'm gonna go with the Rams. You got to give Sam Darnold some credit and some love because he did win them a Super Bowl. So there's that. I think he could have a big year though, Sam Darnold. Because I'm definitely not picking the running backs from Seattle. No offense, but
None taken.
he could have a. I think they could have a monster year through the air. Seattle could. So running back wise, obviously I'm gonna go with the 49ers as well. It's like I know we go with the room, but no one knows what Jeremiah Love is going to be. If we could, I mean, that'd be great. Kyron Williams, Blake Corum. Blake Corum is very solid, but like Chris McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey, so like it kind of cancels everybody else out. So I'll go with the 49ers. Wide receiver room, I'm going with Seattle.
Okay, I believe it.
I just think JSN is probably the best or like second best receiver in the league. Nakua is probably right there as well. Devontae Adams still has some miles left. I think Parkinson's a better tight end, but overall room between those two, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. O-line, man, I gotta go with the 49ers just because they have Trent Williams.
Okay.
And like that's it. Defense, yeah, hands down. it's the
I don't think we can.
That is going to be a big problem for everybody else. That makes everybody. Yeah, it's funny. I was watching what's his name, Kyle Long, his podcast, and he was just like things just got a lot worse for. And he listed off every left tackle in the division and every right tackle in the division. He's like everything's got worse for all of these guys. Because now they gotta go up against Myles Garrett multiple times a year. So
not fair at all.
Now, like I think the Niners, I think they have a good defense. I think Seattle's defense isn't terrible. I think it's good. Obviously, they just won a Super Bowl with that defense. But I think Myles Garrett is just like you said, there's levels to the shit, and he's a different level of everybody else. So it's like, oh, we lost Aaron Donald for a couple of years. Now we just got Myles Garrett. So like, okay, and he's still in his prime. So, defense. I'll go with the Rams.
You want to start with the picks? You want me to go?
Go ahead.
Okay, so first one I have, because I always think about the future a lot of times with these different picks, I'm going Max Clare out of the Ohio State University, tight end that went to the Rams. Again, we brought up Tyler Higbee and then Colby Parkinson. This could just be another one that they can end up moving up in there. I don't think of Max Clare for right now. I think of it when Matthew Stafford's gone, Ty Simpson's there, Puka Nakua's there, and then Max Clare at that way. Looking at my next two, they're both from the same team. They're both from the Seattle Seahawks. And the first one I'm going to bring up is 1A to the 1B or 1B to the 1A, however you want to look at it, up in that Fighting Irish area, Jadarian Price. Him going to the Seattle Seahawks is a big thing for them. I only put him in here. I know we talk about first-round picks we don't use. He was a number 32 pick. So he's just like a round 2, number 1 pick on that side. I think that he can perform well. I don't know who the hell is really going to be that starter. Zach Charbonnet, how is he going to be coming off the injury? They have others that are there that they're claiming are going to be the number 1. But I think that they're going to give Jadarian Price a chance at that. And then the final one I have, the homie out of TCU, safety, Bud Clark. I feel he's going to be able to maybe not plug and play right away, but I can see him getting in certain packages during the season, having him get his feet underneath him. He gets to work with Kobe Bryant and also Tariq Woolen. I think that can be really good for Bud Clark over there, 6'1", 188. So those are the 3 I have: Max Clare, Bud Clark, and then Jadarian Price. So 2 Seahawks players and then a Rams player.
All right, very good. I'm a big fan of Max Clare as well. He came over from Purdue. I think that's a good pickup for them for sure. Kalen Black going to the Niners, running back out of Indiana. I know they have Christian McCaffrey, but he was very solid last year for them. So I think playing with him, I think that'll be largely beneficial, obviously. I'm gonna say one that's probably, I don't know how that's gonna fare, but Carson Beck. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think he's
believe
gonna
it.
start. I don't think he's gonna start. But like in this, and like no shade to Jacoby Brissett or Gardner Minshew, no shade. But like, you know, like I'm not gonna say they're ass, right? I'm not gonna say that. But like Carson Beck has a chance. Like he's not dog shit. He took Miami to the national title game. He played very well last
Mhm.
year. I think give him a year to like get in there and compete in training camp and come back for a second year. I think he could probably start. So I think if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Carson Beck. Now, obviously, Jeremiah Love going to the Cardinals. It's a running back very early. He's super talented. I don't think he's like
They paid him a
anywhere
lot of
close to
money.
like the generational type of talent that like maybe Zeke was when he came out, or Saquon.
Yeah.
Shit, Saquon was the number 2 pick. Shout out to Penn State, but
Shout out.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Carson Beck. The Max Clare pick is very solid, but I think the Carson Beck pick is, he's got a chance to come in there and earn a lot of playing time for sure.
Agreed. So that's all we got for today. What you got?
I'm going to bed. I'm cooked.
Okay.
Your boy's out. I'm done.
Okay.
But I'm back. We're back.
Yeah. So I have two.
I
The
can't say the
first,
same thing for next week, but one week at a time.
yeah. So I have two things. The first one is not for Steve, and I'm talking to the audience on this one.
Oh boy.
For anyone that doesn't know, Jeff asked me to play on his kickball team. So I was like, okay. I end up going into the office, and I guess I have my door closed at this point, and I just see a package outside of the door. This man, Jeff, was like, oh, hey, I just wanted to let you know I dropped off a jersey for you
Yes.
so you can use this during the
Yes.
season.
Yes.
When I tell you,
Yes.
it is the brightest pink in the world for everyone out there. I am like, it's damn near a neon pink. So I got to wear that. And he said, yeah, the girls came up with the team a couple years ago and they ended up choosing pink. And I was like, y'all didn't change it? No, we just went with it. So I just got you a jersey as well. I have one, Christian, but mine is actually from this guy named CJ. So I just wear CJ's jersey. And the letter CJ on the back of the jersey. I'm like, all right, I don't know what we're doing. So that's the first one. If you think that was random, then the other work thing that happened. So I had a meeting today, and like one of the head bosses said, yeah, so like the directors, we want you all to go out to Kansas City. What the hell are we going to Kansas City for? This is the most random thing in the world. Well, we want you all to show face at this philanthropic event. And we think it'll be good because the owner used to have a good relationship with the guy that's running it. Why are we going to Kansas City? So it's like for 2 days. I'm going to report on it. It's in August for anyone that doesn't know.
All places.
So, of all places, Kansas City. I don't know anything. Number one, here's the kicker for anyone out there. They didn't tell me yet if it's in Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City.
That's different. That's different. You can't do shit. You don't know anything. You can't look up spots. You can't look up food yet. You have no idea what's going on. You have no idea where you're going.
I don't know which one it is.
Totally,
and they're very different. Yeah. I can either go see a lot of sporting events and sporting arenas and stadiums, or I'll see tumbleweeds and cornfields.
Dead center of the country.
Exactly. So that's what it is. We'll be back next week. At that point, what division do you want to cover? We did all of the AFC West. We started with yours in the North. So now we have the East and the South.
AFC East.
Okay. So AFC East, that means we have the Dolphins, the Bills, Patriots,
and the Jets.
Jets. So until next time, we'll catch you later.
Peace.
We out.